Two Brain World, it is yours truly, Jay Cohen, owner of Locomotion Fitness in Charleston, South Carolina, here to talk to you about how to have an awesome life as a gym owner. Sorry I sound weird, not COVID, can't give it to you over YouTube anyway. Today we have an important topic that can be testy. So make sure anytime that you're having these conversations that you maintain your composure, that you create some space between what you hear and then what you say. So let me preempt this whole conversation with that. And today what we're going to talk about is the opposite of a seed client. And if you're not familiar with that term, that's a term that Two Brain uses to find your best people so that you can replicate them in your business. And the way that you do that is to have a list of people that you love, a list of people that pay you the most money, and the people that are on both lists are your seed clients. And you want to treat them well and ask for their opinion on things and create services to help them. Now, the opposite of a seed client is what we refer to as a weed client, or somebody who is really just not a fit for your business. Somebody that takes a ton of bandwidth. Somebody that is constantly complaining, has a negative attitude. The person that your coaches come to you time and time again and say, God, this person did this thing again. Somebody that makes other members feel uncomfortable. All of these are really good indicators that you've got a weed client in your midst. Now, I'm going to tell you a little story about a weed client, although not quite in the gym world. Before this, my previous life was as a United States Marine. And in the Marine Corps, the most important thing is camaraderie. It is the connection that you have within your unit, because you have to depend on the person to your left and to your right, because you might need them to save your life and you might need to save their lives. And so you better believe those bonds, those connections need to be strong. So I was in Beaufort, South Carolina at Marine Corps Air Station Beaufort. I was an avionics technician working on F-18s. Our small platoon was about 50 guys, and we had an amazing relationship. It was split into 3 crews, morning, nights, and mids. The communication between those crews was amazing. Our gunnery sergeant, who oversaw anything, was a strong leader. And man, we worked hard, but we had a lot of fun. Fast forward about a year after I had been in that unit, and we had a Marine come in who was a sergeant, which was my rank at the time, and he wanted to change how everything was done. And when we told him that everything was going really well and things were smooth, he started to get a negative attitude and think that we didn't like him or we didn't want to listen to him. And from that moment on, his mission in life was to make it difficult for everybody else. And that camaraderie went out the window, and our unit performance crashed. And that is exactly what happens in your gym. And it is only a matter of time before that starts to happen. So we need to be hyper aware of these weed clients, and we need to screen for them early on. And that's going to be my first piece of advice for you, is how to make sure that you don't let these people in the first place. Because if you can do that, you're going to save yourself a lot of time, energy, and effort. So first piece of this is making sure that you know your ideal client avatars. And I did a video on this not that long ago. You can click back through in our feed here and find that avatar video. If somebody walks in the door, it is clearly not one of those avatars, or even worse, the opposite of one of those avatars, you need to have the faith in yourself to let that person go and know that somebody else that's a better fit for your gym is going to come through the door. Because by dealing with that person because you're desperate for the money and you really want to get them in the gym, you're clogging the opportunity for somebody who is a better fit to come in, because your time, energy, and effort is put in the weed client. So the first important thing to know is that not everyone is a fit for your gym, and that is okay. right? If somebody comes into my gym and is asking, they want tons of open gym time and they're here to really train for regionals or some CrossFit competition. Sorry, regionals was a decade ago. But you know what I mean? That person is not a fit with my business. And I need to tell them that up front. If I don't tell them that, I am doing them a disservice because they are not going to fit here. So as you're sitting down for your intro appointments, and this is just another reason that you need to do some form of a no sweat intro before you just let people come into a class. As much as they're learning about you and your business, you are learning about them and what drives them and what they're looking for and what their attitude is like. One of our core values is have a growth mindset. And so if somebody comes in and just is super negative and says, I can't, I'm gonna have a coaching moment with them and help them see that they're saying that and try and change their outlook. But if I can't do that, it's time for me to send that person away. So making sure that you have referrals in your back pocket so that it's not something like, man, you're not a good fit, you're a terrible person, see you later. That's not gonna go over well. That's definitely gonna get you a 1-star Google review. What you need to do instead is explain the situation. Look, this is what we do. This is what you're looking for. I really don't think that those are gonna align super well. But I have my buddy down the road owns this gym, XYZ, and man, he is exactly who you wanna talk to because you are who he serves. Can I give you his information? Super clean, super fast, super simple, super easy. During that conversation, just trust your gut. You know, I know that you know. You know when somebody's not a good fit. And a lot of times we ignore it because maybe it's a $1,000 personal training client. You're like, I cannot let this person walk out the door. Gotta get in that abundance mindset. You have to believe that the next person that comes in is a $2,000 a month client and somebody that fits your values in a big, big way. So if you miss this in the screening process and they do get into your gym, what are you looking for? And I already touched on this a little bit. The first giant red flag is when coaches consistently come to you. Remember, your coaches are the lifeblood of your business. If we go back to the Marine Corps, sergeants are the backbone of the Marine Corps. Your coaches are the backbone of your business. They're where the rubber meets the road. And if they're coming to you saying somebody makes them uncomfortable, it is your duty to protect that coach and to, at the very least, have a conversation with that client and figure out what the heck is going on. It doesn't mean you need to fire them right out of the gate, but we at least have to explore and open up this door and have an open mindset and a hard conversation, right? It's not going to be an easy conversation, even if we're just sort of poking around and testing the waters. But you cannot let your fear get in the way of you making hard calls. Another really good one is when members come to you. Man, if your flock doesn't feel protected by you, the person who is overseeing their health and wellness, why the heck are they going to trust you when you tell them anything else? First and foremost, job number one is to keep your members comfortable, happy, safe, and help them improve their health, of which mental health is a component. And if they are dreading and have anxiety about coming to the gym because of this one person, man, by you not being willing to have a hard conversation, you are ruining the experience of 50 other people in your business. And you do not want to do that. All right, so if you have coaches or members coming to you, or even that member, right? That's another one is they are constantly complaining or emailing you about this or that, or I want this and you don't have it and blah, 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 the squeaky wheel, right? And it's unwarranted. Then it's time to have the hard conversation of actually letting that person go. And this is difficult. You have to walk a very fine line. Again, we can't be a jerk about it. We need to make sure, think about what I opened this video with. Make sure that you are not being emotional. Make sure that you've thought through what the conversation might go like. And that's a big tip, is role play a little bit. Maybe have one of your coaches or a significant other help you work through this conversation, and know that it's probably not going to go exactly like that. But at least if you've got an idea in your brain, you're going to better be able to guide the conversation. Next, get right to the point when you actually do sit down with this person. If you're checking in and being great and kind and you don't have to be mean, right? But if you're beating around the bush and then all of a sudden 5 minutes into the conversation, this person thinks you're having a great, you guys are buds, and then you're like, and you got to leave my gym, that's just going to add more confusion. So when they sit down, just get right to it. Look, so-and-so, it's become pretty clear to me that you're not happy here, and it's affecting some of the other people in the gym. And I really think that it's going to be better for you to go to this facility. And here are the reasons why. And that's important. You have to tell them the why so that they understand. And then make sure after that, here are some options of some places that would be a great fit for you or that you could go, and then list out those referrals like I mentioned earlier. Ask them if they have anything they want to share or if they have any questions, and then see them out of the gym. And that really is as easy as it is, although I understand, or maybe simple, not easy, right? It's a hard conversation to have, but you've got to have it because it's your job to protect your staff and to protect your membership. All right, guys, that is a weed client. And remember, last thing, when you do let that person go, it is going to feel amazing so soon. I'm telling you, when that one person goes, the camaraderie comes back and everything feels amazing. So don't wait, do it now. All right, I am Jay Cohen. This is the Two Brain Business YouTube channel. If you like this video, give it the old thumbs up. Hit that little ding-a-ling bell up there so that you know when these videos are coming out and you can stay up to date with everything. Leave a comment on how you fired a weed client or a funny story around a weed client. And we will see you next time on the Two Brain Business YouTube channel.